It is July. It is July 11th, 2014, and LeBron James has officially come back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Basically, taking over the entire sports world. No talk. Nobody was talking about Suarez being picked up by Barcelona. Talking about who do you think's gonna win the World Cup or anything. Basically, ESPN was overrun with LeBron James news, and I kind of saw it coming. And when all three guys opted out, and the Heat grabbed Shabazz Napier in the draft. I started thinking, well, maybe they are all gonna take a pay cut. But then as days went on, it just made more sense for him to go to Cleveland. And the reason why I say this is because look at the roster that Cleveland has. All of them are tremendously young guys. I wish I had it on hand. Kyrie's under 25, Wiggins is under 25, Bennett's under 25, Thompson's under 25. The oldest dude on the team that's the veteran was Anderson Varejao, and I think he's going to come back healthy this year. The past 2 years, he's kind of been like a little injury plague, but I think he's going to come back healthy. And dude's a rebounding machine. He doesn't score much. He'll get you about 10 a game, but he just rebounds and plays defense. And they now probably have the best, kind of front midcourt in basketball by, basically taking the 1, 2, and 3. You have Kyrie, Wiggins, and then LeBron. And LeBron said it best as he came out and said, I'm not guaranteeing a championship. And it's gonna be difficult. We're gonna have to work for it, and it's gonna take time. But I'm here to be a leader and mentor these younger guys, and that's exactly what he should have said. Because he's gonna basically, Kyrie, he's already kind of got like that mentality of a way, because he had to be the leader his rookie year and this past year, because Anthony Bennett was kind of trash, and so was Tristan Thompson. Both guys haven't really panned out to be what Cleveland and kind of everyone in the sports world thought they were going to be, which was some pretty dominant big men at the forward position, and Bennett could play the 3 as well. But and then they have Dion Waiters coming off the bench, and who's also extremely young. And I just think that they're going to go far in the playoffs this year. And even if they don't win, people are going to get on him and be like, oh, you left Miami and you didn't win. Well, he didn't win in Miami either that last year. So, I give it 2 years. Is it by next year, they're going to be in the championship, because Kyrie was already developed and already an all-star caliber player, one of the best point guards in the league. And you're taking one of the best point guards in the league, putting him with the best player in the league, and then you're adding Wiggins, who people say is the next LeBron James in a way. He was the most sought-after player in the draft since LeBron, and you saw him in college. He was a beast incarnate, so I think he's going to be great as well. And then there's a possibility of getting Kevin Love. And I said right away, okay, look, the T-Wolves want Wiggins. You're not giving up Wiggins. If Cleveland gives up Wiggins, they're dumb. They didn't learn nothing. They didn't learn their lesson. You offer Dion Waiters, who, while I love Waiters, is right now a 6-man coming off the bench who could be deadly, but he is trade bait. You give Waiters, and you either give Tristan Thompson or Anthony Bennett, another bench player like Alonzo G, who ended up already getting traded, and Cleveland got back a first-round pick from the Clippers. So that freed up cap room to bring in some vets, and you also got a draft pick in return. Good move. But you send like a bench player, Bennett or Thomas, Dion Waiters, and some draft picks for Kevin Love. Minnesota wasn't, from what I know, keeping up with it, they weren't super entertained with the offer. So as of right now, I think, Cleveland and Golden State are the favorites to get Love, but we'll see what happens. I honestly think Love's going to start the season with Minnesota and be traded before the trade deadline. But, Cleveland looks hot. I'm excited for LeBron. I'm excited about basketball. It's going to be entertaining to watch, and it's a feel-good story for Cleveland. you know, while I'm a Lakers fan, more than a Lakers fan, I'm a basketball fan, so I'm not biased. I respect every player, every team, and what they do. So in me seeing this, I'm happy for Cleveland fans, and the future looks bright for them. They haven't had anything to be real happy about lately. Now they got Manziel and they got LeBron, so hats off goes to them. Hope everything goes out in the end. I really do want LeBron. You know, while I'm a Lakers fan, I'd love for the Lakers to win. You know, we're not looking too hot this year, but you know, I'd really hope that LeBron ends up getting a ring and bringing it to Cleveland, because the people of Cleveland really do deserve it. So that's that. Talk about Melo for a little bit. He said that the Lakers are no longer in the running for him, and it is now Chicago and New York. And I believe a big factor going to New York is, one, he kind of just wants to stay there because the people of New York do love Melo, and also his wife Lala, who everyone knows, wants him to stay. You know, she wants the big city where like the stars are and stuff, and Chicago's not necessarily that spot. And if Melo's smart, he goes to Chicago. That team is just, it's already a really good team without him, a very, you know, championship contender team, and by adding Melo, it's just deadly. I mean, you look at their starting five. If they grab Melo, you got Rose at the point guard, who we hope is healthy this year, because, you know, when he went out, he was MVP. And, you know, I'm hoping that it's not like a Brandon Roy type situation or a Danny Granger type situation where he comes back from injury and he's just not the same dude he was. You know, you hate to see stars go down like that, especially a guy like, you know, like Brandon Roy was in Portland, and Portland didn't have nothing really. You know, they had LaMarcus Aldridge coming up and stuff like that, but they were a team that, you know, nobody really thought of. They were in a small market, and Brandon Roy was kind of like that hope for that small market. Danny Granger was the same way for Indiana, and then Indiana built the team, and they were able to do it without, you know, ultimately without Danny Granger. They were able to move on. So was Portland, and I don't want Chicago to be like that. So, you know, Rose at point guard, Doug McDermott at the 2 guard, Melo at small forward, Taj Gibson at power forward, and center Joakim Noah. The reason why I say Taj Gibson at power forward is because Carlos Boozer is set to make like 15 mil this year, and he's not worth that anymore. He's worth probably more around like the 8 to 10 mark. I mean, if Jordan Hill for the Lakers can get 9 mil, then yeah, Boozer's probably around 8 to 10 as well. I believe that they overpaid for Hill. Should have been paid about 5 or 6 mil, but that's not the point. Bulls, I believe, will either have to trade or amnesty Carlos Boozer to get Melo. And if you know what amnesty means, it basically means you're able to cut one player from your roster without having to, without that affecting like your salary cap. You're able to just basically get rid of them, and I think that's what they're gonna have to do. I want to see McDermott. You know, he was talked highly of. He's apparently a shooting machine, 3-point specialist. So we'll see how that turns out. I hope he ends up being good, but yeah, LeBron to Cleveland, Melo should go to Chicago. Isaiah Thomas, great point guard for the Kings, is now in Phoenix. Jordan Hill and Nick Young re-signed with the Lakers. Pau Gasol declines the Lakers offer, so he's going to be gone somewhere. Top spots are Chicago and San Antonio. Chris Bosh re-signs with the Miami Heat. 5 years, $118 million. He is now going to be the highest paid player this upcoming year, which is hilarious. And the reason why is because the way the contracts are set out, some people may be like, well, so-and-so got paid more or offered a bigger deal, but the way the contracts are set up, they can either be front-loaded, back-loaded, or flat out the same every year. A lot of teams like to backload contracts because then it allows them to pay less now and don't have to worry about it later, and they're able to trade them off or amnesty them when their contract goes up. So there's that. And Jeremy Lin to the Lakers, I don't care about that at all. Jeremy Lin is trash, but it's an expiring contract, so we only have to deal with them this year, and then, you know, we don't have to deal with them next year. It doesn't affect our cap space for free agency next year. So there's that. That's the end of this video. I'm gonna do more of these sports talk videos because I'm a sports nerd and I know a lot about this stuff. So If you're still listening, drop a like on this video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and be ready for more free agency news, sports talk, and of course your video game videos. Thank you.